Welcome to a recap of the 2020-2021 season. It was a journey unlike any other for the Peacocks, and with me to go through it all is the head man of the St. Peter's Peacocks, Shaheen Holloway, Daryl Banks III, Matt Lee, Doug Eddert, and Fusini and Hassan Drame. Guys, thank you guys so much for joining me here. And I want to take you back 1 year ago, 2020 MAC tournament. I was there, you were there. St. Peter's knocks off Iona for the third time, heads to the semifinals, but the very next day it's all taken away, and within the week we're all in our houses locked down. Take me through that journey from the highest of the high to, it all being gone.
A lot of things happened since then. To be honest with you, James, it was like surreal. Like the hardest part for me was having that talk with our players, letting them know that the season was canceled, it was over. You kind of knock off the crown, right? Iona, won in 4 years in a row. You kind of get that monkey off your back. So we like playing well. And that's the time you want to play well, right? Towards the end of the year.
We were supposed to have practice, prepare for our semi-final round. I think we had Ryder. We all had ESPN on. We were all texting the group chat, watching all these different conferences canceling out. So then I think the MAC was like the last one or second to last one. And we just kind of knew, like, we didn't want to believe it, but we just kind of knew where it was heading. And it was very sad when the tournament got canceled.
We all had our turns to talk to each other, especially like the seniors, like individually, one-on-one. And we were just talking, explaining how thankful we were for the season, how hard we played for each other, for the coaches, all the time and dedication. It was a very emotional time. It's just a tough way to go out that way.
No one knew what was going to happen after that day. Like I had no idea that for 8 months, 6 months, we was going to be in the house. Like no one knew that. When that happened, we kind of had a good meal. Then we left. And after that, it was like the world changed.
And the world did change, especially here in New Jersey. So much devastation, so much emotional toll taken on everyone. How were you able to deal with that with that isolation in the pandemic, and how were you able to communicate with your team and keep them, locked in throughout that period?
It was tough. We did a lot of Zoom calls, so you couldn't do like no workouts together. You couldn't do no weightlifting stuff together. I was just checking to make sure everybody was okay. Make sure everybody's family was okay and things of that sort.
Coronavirus was something that none of us experienced before, and I would start individually, it have a lot of effect on each and every one of us. None of us ever take more than at least 1 week not going to the gym, and we spend more than 2-3 months. None of us even have to bounce the ball. So that kind of really affect in our individual grinding.
And as internationally, it really hit us too, because every country closes. Like our country, they weren't letting nobody coming in. We couldn't go back, and we had to find a way. And thankfully, we had our coaches in the school that got our back. Like they got like some places in the school for us to stay, and we had to stay there for at least 3 months, 4 months until people get back. Like, it was a very hard challenge for us.
It was hard at first, but I kind of took it as a blessing in disguise because I was able to go back and see my family. And I was fortunate enough to have a hoop right next to my house, so I was able to still work out and stuff and be around my family, which I really never get to see. So it was kind of good in that sense, but obviously it was just a tragedy seeing everything else that was going around the world.
Moving ahead to when we realized we were going to be able to play this season, how were you able to get back into that locked in mindset? Okay, pandemic turning into basketball, or was it difficult to? What was the biggest challenge in preparing for this season of all years?
The unknown, not being educated on everything, like trying to learn everything. We still didn't know a lot about the virus and how it's caused, how it's spread. You had no idea what was going to happen. I'm like, whoever don't feel safe and don't feel comfortable to come back, I'm okay with it. If you and your parents is not safe with everything and you guys want to take the year off, I'm okay with it. But when we come back, it's going to be a year like no other year you ever experienced in your life.
The hardest part was things were never the same. Even though we had the gym we had the high school gym that we could go, we had limited time. So it's not like we can go like during the day, we can go twice a day. We had chance to go only one time. And during that one time, we only had 2 hours.
We got back pretty late, like we didn't have the summer session like we usually had, or no spring workouts. So we came back, and like you said, we had limited time in the gym, and we had a lot of new faces. So trying to get everybody caught up to like our defensive schemes and everything, like how we play, that was a little bit challenging because we had limited time, but we worked it out at the end.
It was trying to make sure everybody's safe, everybody's comfortable, make sure everybody got the mindset to say, okay, if we're going to do this, then we're all going to be locked in and we're going to do it.
How much of this year was focused on you coaching the mental aspect of the virus and everything that goes with it, as opposed to the basketball aspect of the game? How much more of that did you have to do this year?
Well, it was all about the mental. We just had to make sure the mental health of the kids was good. You know, with everything that they're going through. You know, as adults, we could kind of deal with things a little better than, you know, young adults. From March to August, I mean, the kids was in the house and not being able to socialize and, you know, being around their friends and not be able to do anything, not go to gyms, not doing anything. So that was my main concern, just making sure that their mental health was okay. I told the guys, listen, like, if we decide to do this, it's pretty much class, basketball. That's it. No friends, no family, no girlfriends, no nothing, no outside world, right? Just us.